Hi everyone, welcome to Flutter Junction, and today we are going to learn how to create dynamic forms in Flutter. So what are dynamic forms? Suppose you are building an application that consists of large number of forms and form fields, and which may change according to the user interactions or user needs. So this is when the dynamic forms come to in use, and we're gonna convert the JSON to the forms, and the JSON consists of all the informations that are required to build the form. So this is how our final applications will be looking. You can see we have the title and the text field, and then the title too, and then we have date picker, switch, and the drop down. So all these widgets information are coming from the JSON. You can see here, this is how our JSONs are be looking. We have the title, as you can see here, this is title, and then fields, and here the label is text and field type is text input, so it is the text field. And coming down, you can see the title to consist of the lots of fields. You can see the first one is date time picker. You can see there is date time picker, and then the switch, and then the drop down. You can see this is the select list options, and it has the various options. So today we're gonna convert this JSON to this widget form. Right, now let's continue. So for that, you need to have this JSON created into the project folder. So I'm going to create the new folder in the project assets / and then JSON. Here I'm gonna create the new file name form.json, and then I'm going to copy this and then paste it here. So I'm going to load this JSON to my model, and then I'm going to build this widgetry in my application. And in real scenario, you need to fetch the API from your API endpoints, and then you can follow the same path as I described here. So now let's continue. And so for that, I'm going to go to the popset.yaml file, and then provide the path to this assets. Coming down, you can see here we have this assets. I'm gonna uncomment it, and then assets / JSON, and then /, and then I'm gonna run flutter pop-get. You can see the pop-get is running, and we got exit code 0. That means our this path is correct. Right, now then, okay, let's delete this. Then I'm gonna go to the main.dart file. I'm gonna close all this, and before that I'm gonna create the model for this JSON file. You can see it is in the array, and we have the array of items that has consist of title 1, and then this title 2 consists of various fields, and you can see this select list consists of options. So I'm gonna create model for this JSON. So for that, I'm gonna create the new file, and then named form_model model.dart. So I'm gonna create the model for this JSON here, and I already have my model created, and you can find all these codes on the link description below. You can find it, and with this form JSON also. And you can see after the model is created, now you need to first do is you need to load this JSON into this model. So for that, let's continue. So I'm going to create the new file, and then name it dynamic_forms screen.dart, and then I'm going to create the stateful widget here, and with the st and control space you can find the options here. So from here I will create dynamic form screen, and then I'm going to remove this, and then import the material .dart. Right, now okay, you need to close this, and then I'm gonna give this path, home path, to the main data file. Dynamic form screen. It is not suggesting, so I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here and then import it. Right, and then I'm gonna make it const. Okay, so here now I'm gonna first fetch this JSON and then put it into this model. So for that I'm going to go to this dynamic form screen here and then create the new method named get from JSON, and it would be async function. So inside here I'm going to get the data weight from SS bundle, default SS bundle of this context, and then load string from SS slash JSON slash form dot JSON. So with this, sorry, okay, I'm gonna close it. So you can see here now I'm getting the string data from this form JSON, and then final JSON result equals, and then decode this string and then keep it into the JSON form, and then this. Okay, I'm gonna need to import this. Okay, right, now I'm gonna set these values to this form model. So for that I'm gonna create the new variable here, and it is in the, you can see it is in the JSON list. You can see it is in the array form. So I'm gonna make this list of response model and name it form response. When at first it is empty, and then I'm gonna import it. It is not showing the, okay, it is response form. I got the class name wrong. Okay, now I'm gonna add this JSON result into this form response. So for that, JSON result dot for each element, let's close it, form response dot add. Okay, this should be form response. Okay, and then response form dot from JSON of the element. So here I am adding all these elements to this form response. So now I'm gonna, so at the unit state I'm gonna get the JSON. So here I'm gonna initialize the init method init state. Okay, and inside init state I'm gonna call this get from JSON and to widgets binding dot instance dot add post frame callback. I don't need the time. And await get from JSON, and this method need to be async. So this widget binding is called, it makes sure that this method will be called whenever this screen is fully loaded and initiated. So let's print the form response dot length. So let's check if our data is coming or not. So I would run this project. Now you can see our application is running, and it has gone in the index loop. Okay, let's close it first, and then our loop has gone to the index loop because it has you can see it is persistent frame callback. It should be post frame callback. It was a mistake here. And now, and let's design the scaffold first, and then we're gonna run the application. Scaffold, and then I'm gonna give the app bar and app bar of title of text, let's say dynamic form, and then let's make it const. It should be const, and then it should be app bar. Okay, now let's run the application again. With Flutter run, and it is installing. Oh, come on. Now you can see we have this form response dot length is 2. You can see we have the form response is 2, 1, and then this is second, and we are getting 2. So our application is working. Right, now let's create this title first, these titles into the application. So let's get back to the dynamic form screen, and then inside this scaffold let's create the body. Okay, first, and inside the body I'm going to give the padding first of inserts dot all of 10, and then the child of list view dot separated. Okay, here is spelling wrong. Separated, and item builder, let's make it context and index, and then separate builder also context and index, and inside the separate builder I'm gonna return a size box of height 10. Let's say okay, let's make 20, and then inside the item builder let's return text of, let's say, let's get back to this form response dot form response index dot, and then the title. So here I'm gonna create this this title into the list here. It's showing the error here, and it should okay, and then item count would be form response dot length. Now I'm gonna run the application. Okay, before let's make it const here. You can see we are getting the title 1 and title 2 here, and this title 1 and title 2 are showing in the text. So now I'm gonna create the widgets with this field type tag. So the first one, the field type is text input. So I'm gonna create this edit text with this field type text input, and coming down you can see the field type is date time picker. So I'm gonna create the time picker with this field type, and then so with this field type you can see the switch import. So I'm gonna create the switch with this switch input field type, and then with the field type select list I'm going to create the drop down with these options. Right, now let's create these fields. And you can, as you can see in this form.json, you can see the title one consists of only one fields, and then the title two consists of three fields. You can see here. So these widgets of different titles, these titles are different. So I'm going to create the column here. I'm going to wrap this text with the column. So you can see there the bulb, you can see these options. So I'm going to wrap this text with the column, and then I'm going to create the new widget method, my form type with the index, and then I'm going to create this method here, widget my form type, and it takes the index, and again you can see the form types are also in the array. So I'm gonna display these items into the list view. So here I'm gonna return list view dot separated, and then item builder I'm gonna give context and index, let's make it I, and then separate builder same context and I, and then I'm gonna return the same this sized box from here. I don't need this, and then item count would be form response of index dot fields dot length. Let's make it not null, and then let's close it, and then return something container from here, and then refactor here. Okay, container. Okay, need to close it. Right, and you can see as these fields are in this list form. So I'm creating the list view here, and with the item count of this field's length, you can see this field's length here, and then separate builder of size box 20. So now I'm gonna check this field type and then create the widget as per this field type. So for text input I'm gonna create the text field. Okay, now inside this item builder I'm gonna check. Let's copy this fields. Okay, sorry. Okay, up to these fields, then I'm gonna paste it here, and then this index, it should be I, this index. Let's close this dot, and then field type is equals text input. So I'm going to create the text field of decoration with the border. It should be decoration of input decoration. Else I'm gonna write the text, let's say other, only for now. Okay, this, let's close this first, and then give some decoration to this text field, and let's give some border, sorry, border, outline input, border, this gives border to the text field, and then the hint text, this should be, I'm going to copy this, dot, it would be label, and then now I'm gonna reload the application, and it is showing the error here, render box was not read. Okay, for that here I would give shrink wrap true, and above list view also shrink wrap also true, and then reload it again. Expected comma, it is showing the error here. Now you can see we have this title one, and then this title one consists of only one field with the text input. So here we can see the text, and title 2 consists of the 3 fields, and we are not checked the items, we haven't built the widget, so it is showing the text other. So let's take this title to the left. So for that I'm going to go to this column and then give cross axis alignment, min dot start, and it's gonna place these titles to the left. So with this, now let's get back to the title 2. You can see we have the date time picker. So I'm gonna create this time picker in this form screen. So let's check the condition again, and then let's copy this, and then here I'm gonna again check the condition, and if it is date time picker, I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here, and then I'm gonna create my date picker, and this is going to be the widget. I already have my widget created. You can find all the description, all the code in the description below. So here it is showing the error. So I'm gonna create the date picker controller. Controller equals text editing controller, and the error should be gone now. Okay, now I'm gonna run the application. As you can see, we have this date picker selected, and when I select the date, it is showing the selected date here. So now I'm gonna create the other widget, that is switch. So I'm gonna check again the condition. Let's check this condition again, and then here I'm gonna paste it here, and then I will create this switch, and this should be switch input, and then this should be I, and then this switch value, and this is the boolean value. So I'm going to create this variable here, and the error should be gone now. And then now I'm gonna reload the application again. It is showing the error here. Okay, it should be else here. Okay, and then run it here. Now we're gonna have the switch with the TNC, and it can be on and off. Similarly, now let's again create the drop down field. So you can see here, and now it consists of the various options. You can see here with the options label, options value. So inside the my dynamic form screen, I'm gonna check the condition again here, and this should be select list, and here I'm gonna show the drop down. I'm gonna create the widget drop down, let's say drop down widget, and then give these items of options. I'm gonna pass these options to this widget. Oops, this should be okay. So I'm gonna create this widget coming down, and I already have this widget created, and so I need to create this drop down value variable. Okay, let's create here. Okay, now rerun the application again. Now you can see we have the drop down also, and it can be changed. So this is the final application we have just built, and coming down you can see I have checked these conditions here, and yes, I only have these field items only once, so I'm creating these widgets. Here you can see my date picker here, but whenever you have various fields in your application, you can create the custom or common widgets, and then you can use it in your application. And if you want to find this the documentation of this project, you can visit flutterjunction.com. You can see here how to handle dynamic forms in Flutter. You can visit the link, and then you can go and read on your own. And if you like this tutorial, don't forget to like, comment, and share it with your friends. And if you have any queries regarding this tutorial, you can mail me at contact@flutterjunction.com. And don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get notified on upcoming videos. Thank you. Happy coding.